Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Fahd Dawood. I talk about real estate investments in Dubai across the world, your life to financial freedom and growing your life to be much richer and living out your true purpose. Listen, I've been reflecting for a little while. This is one of my first proper videos after Dubai has kind of eased up a little bit on the lockdown. We're allowed back into the offices with certain conditions. I went to a mall today. I needed to buy something, a little bit of a necessity, and I saw that the shops were open, so on and so forth. So this is my first video, but I want to just quickly share what I've been doing up until this point when this sea outbreak, I don't even like to call it Corona. I don't like to call it COVID. And if you've been following my videos, then you've probably noticed that I keep calling it the sea outbreak. I don't want to give it a lot of power over me. Right or wrong, not sure, but you're free to have your own opinion. But I'm one of those survivors of the GFC, the global financial crisis. Okay, I was unemployed for a month and a half. With me, my partner, right before the global financial crisis, we had about $500,000 dirhams invested in the Dubai real estate market. And kind of I rode across, like I had to close my real estate company back then. I had to go into part-time real estate, and I've been through the pain. And now on the other side of it, almost about 10, 12 years afterwards, I was newly married at that time. 10, 12 years after that, when I look back, I can't be anything but very grateful, and I thank God. I say Alhamdulillah, and I'm grateful to God for having put me through that process, because what it did was it gave me certain strengths, certain perspectives on how to look at what's happening around you. So all of my friends, a lot of people who've been out there right now currently focused on the sea outbreak, my personal advice to you is stop focusing on that which you can't control. Obviously, wear your mask, wear your gloves, use your hand sanitizers, take all the precautions that are necessary given to you by the government, the medical associations, the doctors, and your own common sense, of course. But look beyond this. Self-respect, do some introspection, and then look beyond this, right? Go a little bit further out into what and how do you perceive and see yourself coming out of this situation, okay? And I think this is very important. Look, okay, coming back, so what I've done personally speaking is I've gone out and I've sought my mentors, and I'm in full-time coaching with them. One of them, he's called Suleiman Ahmer. You can look him up online. He changed my life with one of the courses that he does called Strategic Visions. He's no longer teaching that course, but I'm hoping to bring that to you through this medium, either YouTube or personal videos. And I've gone out and found myself a billionaire mentor who was in the top 100 most richest people on earth, and then a few other mentors that I've got in my life who I take coaching from, and I take and consume their material. It's Grant Cardone and Russell Brunson. And I think you need to do the same. Let's get back to real estate and asset prices. Look, sometimes when you're reflecting and you're going out there and seeking knowledge, your own core beliefs or things that you've always held to be true also get challenged, okay? Now, I'm one of those people who believe in value investing, right? So whether it's whether you're buying shares on the stock market, whether you're buying real estate, I'm one of those believers who always say that always look at the fundamentals. You cannot go wrong if you look at the fundamentals. What are the fundamentals, right? The fundamentals are things such as supply and demand, right? Supply and demand is not a theory, it's a law. If supply of something increases and demand does not keep pace or decreases, then prices generally go down. If supply is down and demand's going up, prices go up. This is a law of supply and demand. If you've done any economics 101, then you know about this, right? Now, a lot of times, I always believe that the fundamentals such as supply and demand, the location of a particular property, the quality of a property, the infrastructure, and the environment of the city or the country where it's at. So for instance, Dubai's got great infrastructure, very secure, very family oriented. the government's very business oriented, so they're always trying to increase and add value to the economy. These are things that are fundamental in contributing to the asset prices, right? Specifically of real estate. But then again, I've actually had to take a little bit of a step back from one of my, because of the comments that one of my mentors made, right? He's a billionaire, he's involved in the stock market, and he said something that's very true as well. He said asset prices are reflective of the mood of the people, right? So no matter what asset you take, whether it's the stocks from the share market or gold or even real estate, the current mood that's prevalent in the market is going to, by the market I mean the people. So the current mood amongst people like you, your friends, family, relatives, that mood is going to get reflected into the asset prices. And if the mood is extremely somber or very negative or scared, then it's going to reflect into the asset prices. Of course, there's no question about it. So even if supply and demand is robust in favor of prices going up, if the infrastructure of the city is amazing and you have nothing but optimism around the city, if the quality, the location is amazing, all that said and done, the fundamentals sometimes take a little bit of a backstage pass, because the current mood is also going to affect the asset prices. So we can't close our eyes and say, hey, listen, the sea outbreak's not going to affect people. Well, it is, right? When you've got malls that are just kind of coming back, when you've got people who just kind of coming back to the offices. And look, we've had a month or 2 months in certain cases of people being at home, right? As glorious and nice it might have been, and a lot of people love to have a vacation and do nothing but kick up their feet and then just enjoy their time at home. It's been tough for people because they've not known that they're going to have a job to come back to. They don't know if they're going to get paid salaries, etc., so on and so forth. So this mood is going to get reflected in the prices, right? There's nothing that you or I can actually do about this, except perhaps either take advantage as a buyer or take advantage as a seller. What do I mean? Now, if you're a buyer, it obviously means that prices are going to be softening further. Not just in Dubai, I'm talking globally. So you can take advantage. Now, I'm not saying it's a good time to buy. I'm not saying it's a bad time to buy. I have no crystal ball. I'm not going to say, listen, buy now. You're going to be able to sell in 2 to 3 years when the markets recover. Not going to say it. So there's no yes or no answer. I'm just giving you the reality as is. Prices are going to soften further. If you're a buyer, it's time for you to perhaps put the squeeze on and get the best deal possible, okay? If you are a seller who absolutely needs to sell, it's time for you to take on the best practices. Interview 5 or 3 best agents of your area. Hire 1. Set a price that's realistic in this current market. Revise the price if you don't have an offer within a month or 2 weeks, I would say, and be very serious about negotiating and not letting that buyer go. And last but not the least, this is something that gets played in my market all the time. I am a victim, and I'm a victim of this as well, of letting ego play a role in negotiation. Don't let that come in the middle. If you're a seller, sell fast and exit. If you're a buyer, the opportunities are there. It's time to I'm not going to say put your foot on the neck of the seller, but it's time to get some advantages out of the situation, because the market prices are softening. They're going to continue to soften. But the reality is you got to go in there and get the value out. If you're not in the game, you're not going to be able to get benefit out of this. Sorry, I didn't do an index before, but in this video I've talked about sometimes the fundamentals take a backseat and the prevalent mood greatly affects the market prices. Because sometimes in real estate particularly, even when the stock markets rally, it's really not always about the fundamentals and the mood, fundamentals of the supply and demand. It's about how people are feeling, which is why there's a famous quote from Warren Buffett: be very fearful when the market's greedy, because he knows asset prices are being pushed up beyond where they are rationalized and be greedy when everybody's under fear. So now, I don't want to say be greedy when there's fear, but now's the time for you as a buyer to perhaps look at the market and step in to take up the good deals. Yeah, check you out on the other side. There's a few more videos coming today. Hit the subscribe button, press the bell icon. If you've got comments, please, I'd love for you to share your opinion. If you've got questions, anything general, I will answer on YouTube. If it's very specific, you can still reach me out on WhatsApp. I will let you know how I work. I do charge for my time, but anything general, I'd love to answer so that everybody else can benefit. Ciao for now.